Okay, so here we are back up at the property again. Came up on my own for a night to see what kind of work I can get done. Our first night out here was great. That was last week. The one thing that we had some issues with were all these roots on the ground. Let me show you here. So these are left over from clearing, but they are horrible tripping hazards. So the goal this weekend, today and tomorrow, is to get as many of these roots cleaned up as possible here in our little patio area, if you will. Try and clean out some of our front yard a little bit. I'm gonna see what I can do with this tree because I don't know, he looks kind of ugly. He could use a little work. Probably this brush over here will take care of this. Thin this out a little bit so we have a little bit more breathing room back here. Job 2, I think, is all this brush that we have right around the back of the trailer here, right here and leading through to where I've got the generator. I need to clear that out. I'm getting ripped to pieces every time I walk back there to do anything with the generator. So here's the patio area. The one thing that I noticed is we have had some rain up here recently, quite a bit. And what that has done is that has sort of made it sort of evident to me where the water is coming and where it's running. So you can kind of see a little, I don't know, berm, if you will, right there, where it's kind of smooth over here, but not so much over here. So I think the water is running from the back of the trailer down this way and then out into the driveway. I don't necessarily want water running right here in front of the trailer. So I think what I'll do is, once I've got that cleaned up in the back there, I'll dig a swale, which is like a little shallow trench to help direct the water. And I'll have the swale kind of come around and I'll see if I can't kick it off this way so the water that naturally wants to come this way will hit the swale and will be redirected away from the trailer. Apart from that, I'm going to do my best, like I said, to get rid of all these tripping hazard roots. I'll see what I can do to level this out in here. And I brought a tamper, so I'll try and tamp it down, make it a little bit more solid. So that's the plan. I guess stay tuned and we'll see how it goes. So just another quick update. We're probably about an hour or two later. And hey, look at that, another pile. Honestly, guys, I'm thinking of changing the name of the channel from Wildberry Camp to My Piles. What do y'all think? So let me just give you a quick update of what's going on right now. Maybe to the untrained eye, you can't really see anything. I don't know if it'll come across, but I've cleaned up here just a little bit. But I started by focusing back here. I don't know if you remember, there's a big pile of brush here. It's gone now, so there's access around this side. But this is the part that I'm happy about. This is all clear behind the trailer. So now I have a nice clear path from the back of the trailer, right there, straight through to where I keep the generator, for right now anyway. This is a big deal for me because it now means that I can roll the generator all the way from the truck back there, and I don't have to pick up a 100-pound generator and carry it over a whole bunch of brush that loves to chew my ankles up. So this is where I'm at now. I'm gonna keep doing a little bit of cosmetic work here along the trees and in the front and start getting ready for this. I'm not looking forward to it, but it needs to be done. Well, good morning. I figured I'd come out here and just give you a quick update on progress. Here we are, day 2. I had another pile started, completely different kind. These are all roots this morning. So last night I was able to get a lot of this front yard area cleared out. So now we have kind of a nice seating area in front of the trailer. I'll walk over here and show you a little bit closer. So I mean, there's still quite a bit of mess here, but if you look up, we got clear sky above here. Still got some trees to clean out or whatever, but it's a nice spot. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. So we've got some of these little green guys right here, which are actually big old stumps left over from clearing that I'm gonna have to cut out. I've already got a couple. You can see my messed up dirt there. But we started the patio project this morning. So if you can see, I've got started near the back of the trailer. Here are my weapons of choice today. I've got a 5-pound mattock, got a garden rake, and I've got a 8-inch hand tamper. So still no power tools except for my little fan. It's amazing. You know, the right tool definitely makes the work easier, but make no mistake, this is still grueling, back-breaking work. I keep having to remind myself here that the goal is not perfect. The goal is just better. The goal is flat. And so I'm having to say that out loud to myself constantly while I'm working. The biggest key here for any of you that are going to attempt to do this is to make absolutely sure that every time you are underneath the awning, you hit your head on it. That is absolutely essential in doing this kind of work. So here we are. I will get back to it, but I'll give you another update in a little while. All right, so here's what we got done. Got a little bit of the weeds in the driveway area cleaned up. I guess not weeds, the brush. There were a lot of roots that were still attached to the ground, so they were kind of all over the place. I got most of them, but not all of them. It's getting hot. I filled in this rut just a little bit, but we're gonna have to do something about that. Our pile, my to-do list, has grown by a bit, and here we are. So here is the patio area. I think this turned out pretty well. I'll give you a little tour. So this was hours and hours of backbreaking work, but we have something nice and walkable. There's nothing out here that's going to trip anybody. I did not take this maple down because my wife said she liked it, so I will do some trimming. But here's the back side of the trailer. I think I already showed you this, but this is all cleaned up now. I got a path, and then coming around the back side, on the utility side, cleaned up a little bit of the weeds, again, brush, sorry, in that area, cleaned up around here a little bit, but yeah, so I'm really pretty happy with this. This is a really nice spot now. It feels much more intentional than it did before. Like I said, my big concern was tripping hazards. So did not get to do my berm or my swale today. Just too much work. This is all fairly well graded, but it's still a bit bumpy. So I'm thinking one day, if I really want to make it much better, I can come out here with a 2x4 or something and a level and grade it out a little bit. But for now, it's still a little bit soft. I get a couple of days of sun on it and it'll dry out and harden up, hopefully. I can definitely tell underneath the trailer we've got washout. So I definitely will need to put something around the backside to redirect the water, because I don't want water washing out from underneath the trailer. That's just not a good thing. So that's it for today. Thank you so much.